Today, I'm going to be asked 9 questions that often come up from buyers and sellers who are looking to purchase or sell in Northern Virginia. So let's start with the first question.
Why are property taxes so different from one Virginia county to another?
So this is a little bit of a recent phenomena, in my opinion. Fairfax County and Loudoun County used to be very similar. So Fairfax County is now $1.12 per hundred of sales price. And Loudoun, I recently found out, is at 80 cents. Last year it was at 85 cents. This makes a significant difference in the annual taxes that you will pay your personal property tax. Prince William is about 92 cents per hundred, and then they add a fire and rescue. The reason this has really changed between Fairfax and Loudoun is the data center corridor. So the personal property tax revenue from those data centers that Ashburn is so well known for has significantly helped Loudoun County residents. So that is the biggest difference for the price differential between Loudoun and Fairfax. Although prices are similar, your annual taxes are very different.
Is it cheaper to buy in Virginia or just over the line in Maryland, DC, or West Virginia?
Okay, so what you have to talk about here is not only personal property tax. Obviously, the further you go out, the less expensive the real estate will be. But what you need to really consider is also your commuting expenses. So the more you use the express lanes or the Dulles Toll Road, the higher you're going to spend monthly. It could be between $200 and $600. So that's a big factor. Again, your mortgage might be less, but your commuting and how that turns into maintenance on your car, etc., is going to be more expensive. So you kind of have to look at the total picture.
I'm getting PCS orders. How does buying versus renting work for military families?
Okay, so PCS orders. This definitely only affects our military. So that's their orders that come usually around June to August that says, hey, you're being relocated. This affects our area because of Fort Belvoir, the Pentagon, Quantico. So it definitely affects Northern Virginia. And a rule of thumb that I like to stick with is if you're going to be here less than 3 years, you may want to consider renting. If you do feel like maybe the Pentagon is your last stop, it would make sense to purchase. Also, some families, military families, use this to build their portfolio. So you might keep it, live in it, and when you're getting ready to PCS somewhere else, you keep it in your rental portfolio. Sometimes it can be difficult in this very expensive area to make those numbers work, but sometimes it makes sense.
What's the deal with HOAs and POA in Virginia? And can they really do that?
Yes, they can. If you are buying a single family, you are dealing with the Virginia Property Owners Association Act, and condos fall under the Condominium Act. And yes, they can enforce any rules and regulations that were disclosed to you in their packets. So the biggest advice I will tell you is to read those HOA and condo packets and make sure you understand the rules. HOAs can file liens on your property. They can file liens for unpaid dues. They can file liens for violations. Let's say you didn't paint the right color, your fence isn't in compliance, parking issues, like you have a work truck that you're parking in the neighborhood. So these are all things you need to know ahead. But yes, they can enforce them. And when you buy that house, you are agreeing to abide by those rules.
How long does it actually take to close on a house here right now?
We are sitting in June of 2026. Average days on market is still between 14 and 16 for Northern Virginia. So I would say the average time it takes to close is between 3 to 6 weeks. If you have cash, you can close in under 7 days. If you need to be aggressive in your contract, you can close in 3 weeks, depending on if you are on top of your game and the lender has all of what they need. Or If the house is lived in and someone needs maybe a little bit of a longer close, a buyer can accommodate a 45-day close. It does affect whether you lock your rate at 30 or 60 days. So again, work with a trusted lender, but I would say my answer would be between 3 and 6 weeks.
Septic and well versus public water or sewer. What should I check before buying rural?
You don't always have to be rural to have septic. So we have a lot of places in Northern Virginia, in Vienna, in Oakton, in Great Falls, in Clifton, that are not necessarily super rural, but the lots are bigger. So a good rule of thumb is when you start getting over a half an acre, you are probably looking at a private septic system. So you will want to check. You will want to have a septic inspection. You will want to check to make sure that the lines are good, the tank is good. There is ongoing maintenance. You have to get it pumped out every 2 to 5 years. As far as your well, you need to get that tested, make sure there's no creepy crawlies and negative things in the water, such as bacteria, how old the pump is, how deep it is, all those questions. So definitely easier to buy public sewer and public water. Very doable to buy septic and private well. You just have to know what you're getting into. A repair on a septic can be anywhere between $15,000 and $30,000 to $40,000 for a new septic field. So you just want to make sure you know what you're getting into.
Should I sell or buy first in this market?
So you can sell your property first and do a rent back of up to 59 days, longer if someone is purchasing your house with cash, and then find your home during that rent back period. If that makes you nervous, there are many options of buying first if you have maybe 5% down payment, but the majority of your equity is in your home that you are going to sell. You can do a recast mortgage, which is a very inexpensive way to help you buy first. Remember, you're going to have to qualify for both homes and possibly pay 2 mortgages for a time period. So not everyone can do this, but there definitely are options. So talk to your trusted agent and your trusted lender.
What renovations actually pay off when I sell in Northern Virginia?
Okay, that is another great question. You definitely want to take care of maintenance items such as roof, HVAC, electrical, hot water heater, your main systems. Aside from that, the biggest bang from your buck are going to be kitchen and bathroom renovations. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about knock down walls, take everything out of your house, redo everything. You're probably only able to recoup 38 to 59%. But if you do cheap, visible refreshes, paint, doors, landscaping, minor kitchen updates, you are looking at getting a 96% ROI. So a minor kitchen remodel is going to give you a 96% ROI. So that might be painting cabinets, putting quartz countertops on, updating your appliances, things like that, versus changing out all your cabinets, removing walls, changing your layout. Now, if you want to do that for yourself, awesome. But you're not going to be able to recoup all that money. But make sure you take care of the things such as curb appeal. Buyers notice those things. So that's where I would focus.
Why did this house sit on the market while the one down the street sold in just a week?
This is an interesting phenomena that we see a lot going on right now. Why did one house a street away go super hot and another house sit on the market? So it's all about pricing and presentation always. So I guarantee you the house that flew off the market looked better and was priced appropriately. You do those 2 things, then your house will sell. So if you have paid attention and done all the little things, you've decluttered, you've possibly staged, you have made your home neutral, you have appealed to the largest audience, you are going to have a much easier time, and you're realistic about the market. You're going to have a much easier time selling. Buyers are smart. We are in Northern Virginia. where a huge percentage are not only college educated, but they have advanced degrees. These are not people that don't know the market. They've been studying it 3 months before they even look at their first home. So you can't get one over on them. It's all about pricing and presentation. If it looks good and it's priced well, it will sell. Thanks to my wonderful son, Skylar, for helping interview me with these very top questions that will help you understand the market we're in Northern Virginia this summer. Have a great day.